Derek, right here. Derek George, Inland Valley News. Derek, what would you rank this win for you in your personal career and the shots you made tonight? Where would you rank that in your big shot category?
Maybe 100, 101, something like that. No, this is, I mean, obviously coming off of, 20 minutes ago, I mean, it's at the top. I mean, just, from personally, experiences in the last couple of years and leaving this team and coming back and playing with this particular group of guys, it ranks right up there at the top. And, even greater than point forward, because I feel like we're as close as possible, to what our end goal is. And, we know we still have work to do, and, we got to be ready to go come Sunday.
Shelly?
You hadn't made one all night.
Yeah, I know.
And then you make two of the biggest shots of the game. How does that happen?
No, just, recognizing why, I was missing the ones that I, missed in the first half and earlier in that second half, and, continuing to understand, that I'm capable. And, I have a responsibility to my team, that if I'm going to be on the floor, then I have to make a difference. And, none of us can continue at times to just expect Kobe's going to save us. We have to be willing to take blame, responsibility, accountability, when things go well as bad. And, I felt bad because Powell was kicking it out to me for some wide open threes that I was missing, and I promised him that I was not going to miss those shots anymore. Even though, Kobe was the guy that passed it to me, the last one I hit, I thank Powell for warming up my elbow, because the ones I was missing early, I wasn't supposed to miss.
You didn't have much of a reaction after the one in regulation, but after the one in overtime, there was a smile. Why was that?
That was, I just sensed that was the dagger. That was the one that will put us in a position to close out the game. Even though the game wasn't over at that point. The one in regulation, there are 4.6 seconds left. You have to get a stop. Best case scenario is there 5 more minutes to play, and a world of things could happen in that 5 minutes. So I didn't want to become overconfident, and I know that my teammates are also looking at my responses when things are going well as well as when they're going bad. So I just wanted to make sure I stayed in the right place, knowing that an overtime was in front of us. But then once I hit the second one, it was hard to contain at that point.
This side on the aisle.
Derek, Yaron Telpaz, Sport 5 Israel. I mean, you've been a part of the Lakers team throughout most of the 2000, this decade. Talk about, making shots, big shots, like Robert Horry did. I mean, can you compare your shots tonight to Robert Horry's? Is it something Phil does? I mean, how do you guys have the ability to do this?
No, I definitely don't compare myself to Robert Horry. I'm quite a few rings shy of where he stands. So he's in his own category. I do think some of it is, some of the credit does belong outside of myself in terms of my teammates, also, Phil, and, just the way that, he's willing to stick with certain people, that he believes can help get the job done, and that it's not always about, statistically, what is this guy going to bring to the table, but when this guy or these guys are on the floor together, as a coach, he's confident in those 5 guys' ability to win a game. And, we had that type of group before where it was, myself and Kobe and Robert and Rick Fox and Shaq. I mean, those were the 5 guys that, I don't care what time or who we were playing, those were the 5 guys that were going to finish a game. And, with Trevor Ariza's development, we have that 5 guys now that, consist of Powell, Lamar, Trevor, Kobe, and myself. And, we're kind of becoming those 5 guys that when the game's on the line, more times than not, those are the 5 guys you're going to see out there.
Derek, can you trace back to the regulation 3 coming out of the huddle? Who was the play designed for, and at what point did you start thinking shoot right there?
Well, I'm sure you know who the play was designed for. Too early, would have been something that I wanted to do. At the same time, I do think they thought of it, and that's why we decided to take the ball out at three-quarter court as opposed to advancing the ball up into the half court, because we felt like in the half court, as soon as you throw it in, they're going to foul because right away you can catch. So it ended up, like you said, hindsight being 20/20. I mean, it ended up being a smarter decision. But it's just a tough play to make, to be honest, guys. I know everybody always, writes about that or has statements about they should have fouled or shouldn't have fouled. And as a player, it's just a tough play to try to time up, in a split second, to foul a guy before he's in the act of shooting. And but more times than not, in recent memory at least, teams are starting to get burned with it. And I'll leave you guys to debate whether he should have or not. We'll take the win and we'll get out.
Thank you. Kobe Bryant will be right up.